beef stew. That's what we're making. We're going to start with the aromatics. Alright. Probably just, we'll try a different way to do that one. Split it. Split it. And I guess try to, the shorter you can make them, the easier it is to get. See, it's always going to go to the side like that. But it's fine, just slice it then. Take it, just rock your knife. You don't have to go fast. Just watch your fingers. Now, the onion. Take off some of these layers. So take it. There's your root. Very carefully. Split it. Now you got 2 halves. Take that. Cut the stem off. Get rid of that. Go ahead and peel off a few layers. And I'll even take that one. So, rough chop. We're not trying to get it super fine, but because it's going in the soup. Take it. These are your, follow these lines this way. So just go almost all the way to the end, like that. Like that. Just makes almost all the way to the root. That's all you need. You don't have to come in and do sideways or anything. Just come back, hold it. Try to use your pinky and your thumb. Just be careful. Just slice. You can either do it like that or like that. I find it easy to come down with the tip and then just slide the back end down. Nothing crazy. Nothing difficult about this. And that way, that's literally your only waste. And honestly, get it off of your knife, you can come back and do that, and look. No waste. Throw that in the bin. That'll be for the possums later. Guess I'm not centered and focused. But you just make those cuts, come back. You don't have to go fast. Just watch those fingers. If you need to tuck them in like that, do it. And see, no waste. So, I'm not going to do any carrots in the aromatics just because there's going to be carrots in the stew. See, that's got a little root in it. I'm just going to throw it away. Just take it in your bowl. I'll do a little more onion. It's a big pot. Take the outer layer out. Careful doing that because it will slip out of your hand. A nice sharp knife helps. Almost all the way. You don't have to be super precise for this. We'll do a little more celery. I got another stalk right here. Just lop the end off. The top's a little dry. We'll cut that off. Get all the little bits off there. And just like that. Split it. Split it. The shorter it is, the easier, actually. Just do that. And that. Gum. It's gonna be hard to hold all these pieces together. If you gotta let a few go, just come back and chop them separate. So, just do that. Get these out of the way. Just come back and finish. Then we have garlic. We're not gonna freak out about getting it small. Cut the root off. Peel it. That's how I do it. Oh, then it makes a mess, but that's what the bench scraper's for. Clove of garlic, just come and slice. Just be careful, it's small, it's hard to negotiate. Just come back and slice it the other way. That's really all you need. Just come back and once you get it all done, you can come back across all this garlic and just chop it. Fresh garlic is also non-negotiable, by the way. Alright, so beef stew, best thing for it, chuck roast. About 15 bucks, cheap, for nowadays, pretty cheap. I went ahead and just took the plastic off, put a little salt on it. Now what you want to do, break it down into 1-inch pieces probably, we'll see how big we want them. And these muscles will naturally want to kind of separate. So just come right here, pick a place to start, put you to the side. Take the piece like that. That's what you're looking for. A piece. It's going to break down a lot of that. Some of that's fat. Some of that's collagen. Connective tissue right there. Silver skin kind of. It's going to melt in the sauce. And make it like a gravy. So you're fine. Don't worry about it. Unless you have like a big chunk of fat. I'll do that and I'll even split that one. It does not have to be precise. Just come back and cut a section off. See, that's a really tough piece. That silver skin, just come up with a knife. Do that. See, that separates right there? Just go ahead and cut it. That's kind of a big piece of fat. We'll just do that. That's about as big as you want. Some fat in there's fine. Like that'll be okay. It'll usually just melt. We'll do that. I might take this piece out. Yeah. See, that's just all fat. You can save that and throw it in the stock pot. Too much fat in there and it'll just rise to the top by the end and you can skim it off. It's not that big a deal. So I'll just cut that piece off. Try to not waste any meat. Alright. So I put a little salt on this already, but it's going to need more seasoning. So, you got your pieces. Try to lay them out in a pretty even, in a flat layer. I'm going to go wash my hands. And while we're seasoning this, we'll turn here's the pot we're using. Big Dutch oven works, Enamel cast iron works really well, but a big stainless steel, anything works. If all you've got's non-stick, it'll work. You might not be able to get as much of a brown on it, but I'm gonna get that on like medium heat. My stove runs hot, and you don't want to burn the bottom of this because we're gonna deglaze it. And if you burn it, the whole soup's going to taste burnt. So just be careful. So, a little pepper. This is a lot of meat, so don't be scared to put seasoning on it. A little more salt. Okay. There we go. That'll be fine. I'm going to sprinkle a little flour over this before we brown it. Because the flour will help the soup later on to thicken, and also it'll help it get a really good crust, and the more brownie you can get, the more flavor you're going to get. I'm just going to take a little sifter, because my flour's always lumpy. Joys of living in a humid area. Just get some and just, Just coat it. You don't have to go crazy. Just a nice little layer. You can zhuzh it around. Turn it over. Throw it all over the counter. Why not? Yeah, that's it. Just not a lot. Maybe, I don't know, a tablespoon at most if you need a measurement. You know, just get any hot spots. It's fine. Because we've got, I'll show you while we're waiting on the pan to heat up, homemade stock. You can see the top of that. You might say, oh, that's fat, that's grease. That's actually collagen. As you can see. Oh, there we go. See that dangling bit? That's collagen and gelatin, which is going to help this be real silky and smooth. If you don't get homemade stock, that's fine. Take the cartons, put them in a pot, do you some carrots and onions and celery and just let it boil for a little while. You'll have good enough stock. You can put a little plain gelatin in there just to help it thicken. Alright, you just want to lay this meat in there. Actually, a lot of the pan's not hot enough. You're not cooking this through, by the way. You're just grounding the outside. So that little piece. Sorry, hard to get it even over the phone. Those didn't have a ton of flour. That's fine. It's all good. Don't overcrowd it. Just, you know. Probably 2 batches. That's first batch, second batch. So we'll let this brown. I'll show you when I flip it. I'm getting there. A little more brown than that. So that's what you're looking for. A little brown. That one can go. Just throw them in a bowl when they're done. That one, brown. That one's fine. That's kind of what you're looking for. Some nice brown bits, some fond starting to build up on the sides. You know, you don't have to go crazy. All this beef fat, and not a lot of fond, but enough. You can do more if you're willing to go hotter, but I'm trying to show, you know, the easier way. So I turned this down. But since we already had our celery and onions done, go ahead and turn that up to medium-ish. And it's hot enough from that, you can hear it popping. All that fat's fine. If you need more, add more. If it's too much, take a paper towel or a scoop and get a little bit out. So I'm going to take this, dump that in. Take 3-finger pinch. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, you can do a little pepper too. Like I said, give it a stir. Any big pieces you see like that, just break them up with a spatula. Just let them go. I'll let them go for a minute and then I'll show you. Then we'll add the garlic. Alright, next thing to decide. Spices. I happen to remember to get some rosemary and thyme. Don't have it fresh? Guess what? These work too. Just when you're sauteing this, throw these dry spices in with your onions and celery, and it'll kind of, the oils will come out and it'll be a little more flavorful. But either ones you want to use, literally these, I'm going to take them. I'm not even going to chop them. I'm going to take a piece of butcher's twine, cut you a length. And I'm just going to tie them together. Loose ends, and there you go. This has been going maybe 5 minutes. You can see they're a little brown. Just a touch of oil in the middle. Take your garlic. Let it get started. It's really not going to burn, but, you know, just let it have its own little spot. There you go, just mix it in. They all cook about the same. It's just garlic's so small, it can burn with everything else. So let it go for about a minute. Next, you're going to want to choose what to deglaze with. Just because I have it around, I didn't specially buy those. Anything red, white, anything would work. You want to go ahead and add the stock to deglaze? That's fine too. Wine adds a little bit of sweetness and some acidity, though, that will kind of help it. This is a very rich dish, if you want to call it that. But this is really putting stuff in a pot and letting it stew. Because we're going to put it in the oven for 3 hours, probably, total. Alright. That's cooked enough for me. So, next step, before you deglaze, you want to add a little bit of tomato paste. Heaping tablespoon, I'd say. Just let it cook for a second. It's really not going to make it taste super tomatoey. It just adds like another layer of like brown flavor. Try to keep the camera steady. Just let it brown a little bit. Some people put flour in at this stage. I don't think you need to. You can worry about thickening it at the end. Just stir it and get it mixed. All you need. Scrape the side. Let that go. Just be careful. The tomato paste has a tendency to burn if you let it sit, but it can get a little brown on it. Just let it sit for a second. And that's 2 regular onions, 3 big stalks of celery, 3-pound chuck roast maybe. Let's look in the trash. We'll wash our hands. 2.5, just over 2.5 pounds. So, and honestly, this will feed 10 people at least, especially if you make some rice or something. So not bad price-wise. It's been going for a minute. You don't want anything to burn. Yeah, see, it's getting a little brown on the bottom. That's just right. That's what you want. So before it burns, take your wine or whatever. That's what you want to do. Probably a cup. See, all the alcohol. You want it hot. Cook it down. Go ahead and throw that in. Sorry, finger over the thumb. Go. Let it go for a second. Let it cook down. Put your herb bouquet in, or your dried herbs or anything. Just let it cook for a second. That's what you want to see. And when you do it, just make sure you're scraping down the sides. A wooden spoon works better for this. This is just what I've got. It's like a hard plastic. Probably awful for you. Probably eating a lot of plastic. But what are you going to do? We're going to put our meat in. Get your meat right here. You got all those juices on the bottom. Add them in. The meat's not cooked. It's going to cook for 3 hours. Turn your oven on, let's say 300, nice and low, if you want to do it in the oven. I find you get a better result if you do experience. And that way you really don't have to babysit it. You can just put it in there and check it once an hour. Because this will go for about an hour and a half. Then we'll add the potatoes and carrots. And they'll roast, and they'll stew. But next step, add the stock. I'm gonna use a quart container to try to show you how much you should use. Do this without making a mess. Other thing you can add, Worcestershire sauce. Adds a little umami. You can do soy sauce, probably a teaspoon total, but don't measure it, just a few dashes. Add more if you want more. So, there's 1 quart. Honestly, 2.5. I'm gonna add half, just because it's gonna evaporate. This is what you're looking at. Not very appealing at the moment, I can tell. But give it a stir. That's your stock and everything. Get those, scrape the sides down. Anything on the sides is going to get a little brown, but that's fine, actually. You can scrape that off as it's cooking. Real loose, but it's going to thicken. So what we're going to do, put this in the oven, 300, check in an hour. If the meat's starting to get tender, then you can put your vegetables in, whichever ones you want. We'll talk about that later. But after this, you can just put it in the oven and kind of forget about it for an hour and a half. But I'll show you what it looks like after an hour. And then we'll go from there. It's been in there about an hour and a half. You can see it's reduced a little bit. I forgot to put some bay leaves in there earlier, so I did it now. But it's starting to, you can see the meat's starting to break down. About an hour and a half in the oven, we're going to add our vegetables. I'm doing potatoes and carrots. You can kind of do whatever you want, really. Any root vegetable, any tubers or anything, it'll work. Turnip, whatever. Leeks. But we're just going to take the carrots. Make a medallion. Do them a little thicker the further down you get, because they're going to be less circumference, but you get down here, you can split these because they'll cook a little easier. There you go. That's all you need. If you want to have those, you can. Doing 5, these are pretty small carrots. Too many carrots and it makes it too sweet in my opinion, but honestly, I might do another carrot. I'm gonna have these thick ones. That's what I'll do. Just, you know, they'll shrink a little bit, so they don't have to be exactly the size you would to eat them. But, I mean, they'll shrink. And the potatoes. Both of these I just scrubbed with a brush. No need to peel these yellow potatoes. If you're using russets, I'd peel them, but these are fine as they are. Just split them. Quarter them. It's chunks, you know. They'll shrink. That'll be a good size. Just throw them in the pot. This is a good thing to learn how to cook with because you don't have to be super precise. I mean, it's soup. You can take the tips of your fingernails and kind of sturdy it because this isn't going to slide really. But just butt it up to your knuckles where you need it and then push down. So you can't cut yourself. And they're going to release some moisture and some of it's going to get evaporated. So, you know, this is fine. Now, carefully, if you're braising it, if you're doing this on the stove, just do it let it just barely simmer with the lid cracked, but I'm doing it in the oven, which is how I would suggest to do it. Alright, get it back in the oven. It's at 300. It's been in there for an hour and a half, so just put it back in there like this. The pan just helps the bars not to bow so bad, but honestly, an hour at least, maybe an hour and a half. You're just going to have to check and see when everything's done, but we'll come back when that's ready.